Breaking news: Nigerians, as seen in a now viral video, Imo University students embarrassed Governor Hope Uzodinma during a visit, and they were seen chanting, "No light, no light, no light." This is a very, very embarrassing moment for the governor of Imo State. It is really embarrassing. I can tell you. The students were chanting, "No light, no light," as the governor mounted, the stage. And according to videos obtained by Sahara reporters on Tuesday, the students refused to grant audience to the governor after the electricity workers cut off the power supply to the institution for 4 days. And then the same Hope Uzodimma went to Imo State University to speak to the students and campaigning. And immediately he stepped on the stage, the students started shouting, "No light, no light," because they haven't had light for the past 4 to 5 days. This is because the electricity workers went on strike after the assault on the NLC president, Joe Ajuru. We all remember what happened to the NLC president, Mr. Joe Ajuru. It was a very unfortunate incident, which would have been avoided, but it happened. And the only thing Hope Uzodimma had to say was that Ajuru was meddling in Imo politics. That was how he put up his own defense and accused the NLC president, Joe Ajuru, of meddling in the state policies. So he went on talking about how Joe Ajuru was being used by some persons to frustrate the Imo State government campaign, the APC campaign in the state. But the NLC had accused the Imo State governor and the government of violating the rights of the Nigerian workers in the state. That was before they started mobilizing their members for protests. And then they vowed that they are going to go on a total strike. That was how we started seeing protests, which was a peaceful protest at the beginning. But then it turned out to be something else, because some group of unknown persons came and they were harassing and brutalizing the NLC president, Joe Ajuru. And as if that was not enough, they beat him up. To an extent, his eyes were shut. One of his eyes, that's the one at the right, was shut completely. And with all this going on, this is Hope Uzodimma preparing for a second term, for a second tenure in office. And the people are just watching, because sometimes I wonder how our politicians, how they think. You know you are preparing for an election. You are campaigning, yet your government is going around harassing people, harassing the workers. Instead of the government to call the Nigerian workers, the Imo workers, sit them down and see how they can sort out their needs, they went on harassing them. It later turned out to be a violent protest, because so many protesters that day, they were harassed, they were beaten, their phones were snatched. This was meant to be a peaceful protest. And the state will be electing its next governor on November 11th. And with all these things going on in Imo State, they have already been generating controversies due to the activities of the police and other security operatives, including the INEC. So, my country people, this is just, it's just unbelievable and surprising, because the NLC president, after everything, was rushed to the Federal Medical Center, FMC, in Owerri, where he was receiving treatment. And then the NLC head of information dropped a quote that Ajuru was arrested and assaulted And in fact, this was looking like an attempted murder. But before the Nigerian police had said that, oh, they took Joe Ajuro into their custody for protection. And he ended up coming out brutalized, bruised. His eyes were almost blinded. His eyes were almost blinded. And all the government and what the government of Imo State said and put up to their defense was that he was meddling in the state politics. He was operating a partisan politics. So, my country people, this is a very ugly coincidence. It was a very ugly coincidence that would have been avoided, that wouldn't have happened in the first place had it been the state government sorted out the needs of the Imo State workers. But to top it all, Hope Uzodimma got his own fair share of embarrassment from the students in Imo State University, IMSU, where on Monday they booed the governor when he visited the institution for his campaign, as they were chanting, "No light, no light, no light." Now, with all these things going on in Imo State, how would Hope Uzodimma feel? Because this would definitely ruin his chances of emerging victorious. I know the people of Imo State have always seen Hope Uzodimma as a Supreme Court declared governor. He wasn't duly elected, and most of them never accepted him. But there is a saying that definitely one day, monkey go market, e no go come back. So Imo State is suffering. It's not easy for people in the state. But then, it seems that this is just the beginning of the karma that will play out soon. Let's watch how the election goes in Imo State, and let's see the retaliation from the people. Because with this no light, the NLC not satisfied, the Nigerian, that's the Imo State student, not satisfied, the workers complaining, the residents of the state complaining bitterly. Well, I don't know how it would be for Hope Uzodimma in these coming elections. I really don't know, because definitely this will put a dent on his campaign. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section.